we've been talking a lot about them. Let's get into these i210s.
Yeah.
The i210 is like a workhorse for scoring for us. You know, this iron, if we look at our tour usage, has been about 25% PGA, Web, European. This iron dominates the LPGA tour, you know, and we as Americans might want to learn something from the old Japanese, because they really study what the ladies do and model after them more, because most of the male players hit it more along that same distance. So
Yep.
the i210, we've tried to really take a lot of the core staple characteristics and make them even better. So some of the great things about the i210 iron are that the feel is even better than the i200. So it has the elastomer that we use on the inside. So you guys know this, that we use that for precision swing weighting. We can hold a very tight tolerance on swing weight and accommodate a lot of builds. That insert is 50% softer. So instead of being like your heel on a dress shoe, now it's more like a rubber band in terms of how soft it is. And it contacts more of the face and is 30% larger. So all those things help us get more perimeter weighting and engage more of that elastomer that gets squeezed and activated, so to speak, when you hit the ball. Feels a little better when you hit it high on the face. So the feel's more buttery, more mushy. And then the shaping details are dramatically improved as well. So the lines on the are crisper. The hosel transition's a little bit cleaner. We've even brought in a new groove to eliminate jumpers and flyers in the wedges. So the wedge and the U-wedge have our Glide 2.0 low lofted groove built into them. Our i500 has that as well. And then we have a beautiful new finish that has a little more luster to it, called the Hydro Pearl 2.0. A little more durable, a little more scratch resistant. It has a lot more sheen. It just helps the clubs look a lot cleaner, more tour style in the playing position. And then this is a very subtle thing your community really might like, is that at Ping, we've always had the loft number out there on the high toe to give you that subtle reminder. But on this iron, we wanted to make them look a little more like our blade and our tour irons. We took that number off. So now that little reminder on the face is only on our G series irons, where that player could use that little extra reassurance. So that even makes them look a little bit cleaner in the playing position.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was kind of going to say that both irons I'm not going to say they don't look like Ping irons, but, you know, a lot of people used to say, oh, Ping irons had this certain look to them. And these are getting to be definitely more of a traditional look than some of the, you know, i2 style stuff and some of the older Ping irons. So is that something that just you've noticed over time, that people want something that looks a little different, or is that just progression with what you're trying to achieve with the performance?
Yeah, we definitely are trying to balance what golfers quote unquote want and are yearning for in the look with keeping true to our core physics principles. And so that's where the evolution has been for us over the last, you guys have probably seen it, if we look at the 5 to 10 year time scale, the shaping and the form of our irons, and even us bringing in ferrules and platings and things like that, has evolved. And I think one of the big things for us, even on our chrome plating, is to be able to leverage the performance advantage we've talked about with you guys before on how it helps repel water, and it helps you perform more consistently in wet and dewy conditions or hitting out of the rough. So where we can leverage some things, it's nice that one, it looks good and it helps you play better. But yeah, in terms of the shaping, we've tried to stay core to the physics principles we're trying to deliver to the golfer to get good heel toe weighting and things like that, with slowly taking a step in those directions from a look standpoint.
So who should play the i210 and who should play the iBlade?
i210 is going to be a little bigger, and it's going to give you more forgiveness, and then it's kind of like, where's that forgiveness coming from? It's coming from two main places. One is miss hit forgiveness. It just has higher inertia. So if your impact pattern's a little bigger, you're going to get better performance. And number two, the i210 has a lot more bounce. So if you're steep and you take big divots, the i210 is going to be for you. It has more forgiveness in the sole design than the iBlade.
Yeah. And between, i210 and i500, how drastic is the difference between those two irons?
Oh man, it's night and day. it's night and day. And the thing is, so the i210 7-iron is what, we'll call it a modern, traditionally lofted 7-iron spec at 33 degrees. That iron is not built for distance per se, right? That's built for precision, really good gapping and things like that. The i500, because the face launches the ball so high in the air and the trajectory goes so high, that loft is 30.5 degrees. So what you'll notice, though, is that the i500 launches almost the same launch angle, even though it's 2.5 degrees stronger, and the spin is a lot lower. For players who spin the ball a lot, the i500 is going to be a really good fitting option. For players who are lower spin, the i210 is going to be a better option. So there's definitely options in just fitting your spin and how much spin you need to get good gapping, good stopping power, good performance, and depending on what golf ball you play and things like that.
I think that was kind of like an important explanation you just gave regarding loft and launch, because I think people get confused where it's like, oh, well, all they did was jack the lofts. Of course they're going to go longer or whatever the case is. But really you're kind of lowering the lofts in order to offset the launch and put like a 7-iron in the same window, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. And especially at Ping, guys, we care a lot about the gapping, and there's a lot of sets on the market that, once you get below a certain club, depending on the player out there with 6 or 7-iron, they're all going to go about the same distance because they're just not gapping right. They're just not launching high enough into the air, and they're just hard to hit, and they're all going to go about the same distance. We don't want to do that, and so, yeah, we definitely married the stronger loft to the face technology.